I've come to the small parish, small village of Marwood in North Devon. Right beside the path to the church is this very old memorial. This is David and Mary Parking, and the date is 1797. At the top of the stone you'll see the carved skull and bones and various other macabre descriptions. Next to it is the one that commemorates Elizabeth Smith, the wife of George Smith, a farmer, and he died in 1794. There are a couple of larger table tombs, but on both of them the inscriptions are too difficult to decipher. This large one is tilting forward, but it's to Elizabeth Gein, the wife of John Gein. That's 1851, and then John in 1877. If you look at the very top, you can see the name of the stonemason, and that's Richard Neal from Pilton. Pilton is a small village just a mile and a half from here. Runs to Robert Bamment, 1834, age 70 of this parish. And next to it we've got Elizabeth, the daughter of William and Mary Peake of Pilton, departed 1840, aged 18 years. A more elaborate tomb with 4 piers around it and an iron chain protecting it. There is an inscription, I think we can get that. Richard Crang, Richard Crang of Prixford. That is the next village, it almost adjoins this one, who died in 1849, aged 77, and we've got Maria, his wife. Well, this is a lovely little country church. I have no idea how old it is. I'm guessing probably 13th century, maybe 12th century, like so many of the churches in this part of England. And the small churchyard is full of some very old and detailed stones. This one's leaning towards the path, and it remembers Mary Jane Cornwall, daughter of Richard Mary Cornwall of the parish of Pilton. She departed 1839, aged 17. Alongside her we have a tribute of respect in memory of Grace Stoyle, 1835, aged 19. Well, this is the porch of the church. Notice high up is the sundial, quite common on the front of these churches. We'll have a look inside. This is the interior of the church, and as I came in I noticed that it stated it was 13th century. So we're looking at a building that the main part is probably 700 years old. One of the first things you notice are the very old pews and the detailed carving on the end of each of them. This one appears to have a shield with a W. I'll let you make your own judgments as to what the designs are. Not the most comfortable things, but really do add some character to a very old church. It's often easier for the camera to see these high up inscriptions than the human eye. This one appears to be William and Anthony Peard. I'm seeing a date of 1652. Another one that's very high up, and this is for the members of the Kelly family. At the top you've got Grace Kelly. It looks like 1773. And then other Kellys further down. Another one that's high up on the wall and difficult to make out. Seems to be John Mules, a gent of Muddyford. That's a small village about a mile from here. Very elaborate, very difficult to get the image of this one. It appears to be William Parminter, but both above it we have the crests, and as you scan down beneath it you'll see also some very ornate design. On one of the back walls of the church is this huge coloured crest, and I can see at the top that it says George III. I have no idea what the connection of George III is with this church, but it's clearly quite important. On the wall is this framed list of the rectors and ministers of the parish of Marwood, and if we look at the very top left-hand corner, we can see the first one is dated 1263-64. I can't show you all the memorials on the wall. Some of them are very high and just won't come out on the camera. But this one is Frederick Willis, trooper, 27th Company, was killed in action in South Africa in 1901. Well, I'm back outside and I'll continue just having a walk through the small churchyard. This one has a surname we've become rather familiar with recently. This is Maria, the wife of William Trump, 1876, aged 74. In memory of John and Susanna, of Christopher and Mary Parker of this parish. Could be 1812, could be 1842. At some time they've removed a number of the memorial stones and put them alongside the path, but still quite able to read them. This one, for instance, is the memory of William Hayward of this parish. He died, looks like 1860, aged 85 years. And then some more information as we go down of other members of the family. Further down, the stones are becoming rather overgrown. If you had a mind to, you could no doubt decipher the inscriptions by removing some of the ivy. There is, of course, as in most of these churchyards, a war grave or two. This one is Gunner E.G. Spear, Royal Field Artillery, 1917, age 21. At the back of the church is the war memorial. I noticed the names on the two sides from World War I. There are 16 men named. Oh, that's a huge part of the population of a little rural parish like Marwood. At the bottom of the churchyard is this very large memorial. The angel there is well over the size of a human. It's probably 8 foot tall. The inscription is not easy to read. It seems to be a surname of Jury, but I can't be certain on that. J-U-R-Y possibly. Close by is another war grave, this time from the Second World War. This is leading aircraftsman J.H. Braunton, Royal Air Force, 1946, age 24. And that's right along the family gravestone for the Brauntons. Amelia Mary, the wife of Percy Braunton, 1934. Alfred John, son of the above, 1936, aged 22, and then Percy Braunton, 1946. So there's the Braunton graves. And this is a view of the wonderful 13th century church from the bottom of the churchyard. And a small memorial for a small person, a child's grave. Robert Simon, the son of Robert John and Diane Harris, 1960, aged 4 months. Some larger table tombs. I'll see if I can get an inscription from them. This one here is Margaret Ann Hutchins of Mudworthy House in the parish, the daughter of Arthur Hutchins, from Ardnacashel in the county of Cork. And then they've got some more names, Hutchins further down. On the next one we've got Anne Cutcliffe. I'm looking for a date on that one and not seeing it very clearly. Further down though we've got 1865. That's 1859. And next to that we've got Charles Cutcliffe Drake of Springfield in the county. Now Springfield is just up the road from here. He was 50 years, 1858. And then we've got John Rothwell Drake, his second son, who died in 1850. And there are further names. Now this is to someone who was very famous or very well known in this parish. Did a lot of good work. This is Jill Farwell, who got the MBE, and she was the founder of the Children's Hospice Southwest. Now that's very much still in existence, and I know that after she died her husband carried on with the good work. And next door is the memorial stone to her 2 children, our precious children, Katie and Tom, Catherine Mary Farwell, Thomas Edward Farwell, and they died prematurely, and that's what brought Jill to come and work so hard and so successfully in setting up the Children's Hospice Southwest. Well, I'm going to leave this lovely little country church and churchyard. Very special little place. It's worth looking it out. And you see in the background there some of the Devon hills. A beautiful spot in the UK. Till the next time.